Although we've come to the end of the road, still, I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me, and I belong to you. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, for happy times and sad times. We are here to witness, ladies and gentlemen, the ending of a championship. An ending of a series, ladies and gentlemen. You've invested yourself in 5 rounds of the Virtual Racers Club GTMC, and we are finally here for round 6. It's the showdown, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to crown a champion. So where are we? We're at Spa, ladies and gentlemen. We're at Spa for this final round. What is the GTMC you're saying? You're saying, what is this thingamajig? This initials you speak of? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the GTMC is VRC's only multi-category racing series with drivers representing a chosen manufacturer and competing in both Group 4 sprint races and Group 3 feature races for a 6-week-long season. And we have lived that season, ladies and gentlemen. We have been through the ringer. And what have we learned? What can we bring away from this? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Lambo is pretty rapid in the Group 4 category, a handful in the Group 3 category. The Porsche, when piloted right, can be a very, very sensible car to take. It seems to be a good all-rounder. If you rub the Toyota right, she will work for you. And the Ferrari, fast but very unstable. These are the lessons we have walked away with so far this season. And they are valuable lessons, ladies and gentlemen. Right then, I'm bumping because I'm looking for things. Livery. Why am I in livery? Why am I endurance? Where am I? Oh, sorry, I went into the wrong category, ladies and gentlemen. Tables. Here we go. They've already got round 6 up because this has happened, ladies and gentlemen. This is past tense. But for us, it's just about to begin. The table then, ladies and gentlemen, is this on round 5 after taking on the Deep Forest, Interlagos, Watkins Glen, Dragon's Trail Seaside, and Suzuka. It accumulates to this. Skyjacker at the top for Porsche on 209 points. Digital Blasphemy in the Lamborghini in second on 184 points. It seems slightly... This is after... Oh, no, hang on. Yeah, this is drop scores. This is after they've dropped their lowest score. 184, that seems it's a little unreachable for the Digi at this point. In third, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bigger Dan Ensignua in third with 165 points. Then we've got the Baz also in the Porsche. Skyjacker. Ensignua is in the Toyota. So Bazza's in the Porsche on 141 points. We've got Koikarp in the Lamborghini in 5th on 137 points. Then we have Racer Brown in the Jaguar in 6th on 116 points. Then we have Paul Power in 7th in the Ferrari on 110 points. He can jump Racer Brown today, I am sure. And then we have Pat in 8th on 106 points. We've got Bob in 9th on 105 points. Then we've got Shadow Rider riding those shadows in 10th on 104 points. Then we have JD Jammy Dodger in 11th on 81 points. Then we've got 12th is Jokus on 67 points. Then we've got the Harv Meister in 13th on 66 points. Big battle between Harvey in the Toyota and Jokas in the Shag there for final positions. Then we have the Ginger Collective in 14th on 43 points. And Matt Psycho withdrew. Something his father should have considered. I'm only joking. That's terrible. I don't mean it, Matt. Honestly. Don't tell him. I don't think he watches me. We might get away with it. Pat in the chat saying, yo, what's up? It's all good, Pat. It's all good, man. Riding high. And Vodka Rob in the chat saying, good evening, sir. How the devil are you? I am tickety tick tock boo. Just like Prince of the Bel Air told us, tick tock, tick, boom. Shake the room. Right then, you want to know a grid? These intros take longer and longer. I just can't help myself. I just get carried away. So it's the Virtual Racers Club round 6. It's the final round. We're in the Group 4 cars for a 15-minute race around Spa. And the grid looks a little bit like this. Don't forget now, Digital Blasphemy's had pole position for the last 2 rounds, and Digital Blasphemy has been on an absolute tear. And Vodka Rob saying, just in time for dinner view. I've already had mine. I had pepperoni pizza. It was gorge. Thank you for asking. So on pole position, it's Skyjacker reclaiming the front of the grid in the name of the monster Porsche. Ladies and gentlemen, Skyjacker back where he feels he belongs, up there at the front. Championship leader and on pole. Second, Biggeth Dan, it's gone to his head, ladies and gentlemen. All that blood usually stays around his nether region to feed the beast, should we say. But he got a win last round, and now all that blood's rushed away from the shaft and it's right up in his head. And he's put it second on the grid. What was he thinking? Does he not know the natural order of things? Where are the Lambos? Calm down. In third place, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bazinator. It's Barry R. It's the Belgian Bullet. And he came off a win last round as well, and it looks like all the blood is rushing to his grey matter. Also in the chat, Pat saying, Vodka Rob saying he's got a tandoori chicken kebab and chips. Yeah, boy. And Pat saying it's a car painting night for me. Chill, bruv. Chill, Winston. So then we have Paul Power taking out the Ferrari, seeing if he can master the beast that has thrown him to the barriers, to the scenery in that car, has abused Paul Power this season, and Paul Power back again for more abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to take your head off to him. Not even Johnny Depp could deal with these levels of abuse. In fifth, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Audi of Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider donning an Audi TT. And still, did no Lambos turn up this week? Because we are 5 deep. Ladies and gents, 5 deep, and we have not seen the Italian marquee so far. So Shadow Rider there, holding out and getting himself in 5th. I spy with my little eye. It's a Lambo, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the Lambo you expect. It's the Koi of the Carp, outdoing his teammate Digital Blasphemy and putting it in 6th place. My word, it looks like the Group 4 Lamborghini not working around Spa here, as we have Digital Blasphemy here in 7th place, not where we have got used to seeing him. This is usually the lead car. The lights. By the first corner, it's the Porsche, because the Lambo is so slow off the line. But I think it's an all-wheel drive, and that will be why. I might be wrong, though, because I am not a good car person. There we go. There's Pat. He's in 8th. Behind the Digi, and the Ferrari looking feisty today here at Spa. And I think Pat could take home some big stacks of points if he plays his cards right, because there's an Audi up there that's heavy, and these two here will be heavy off the line. So Pat should be aiming to try and get himself into Lusus ahead of the 3 cars ahead of him at the moment. That's Pat in 8th. Jocas, remember him, and is it Harv, are having an absolute tight one in the championship, and Jocas has returned representing the Shag marquee, and he is looking to grab some points here and maintain. I think it's the Harv that's chasing him. Then we have the MC Laren, ladies and gentlemen, of JD. It's the jammy of Dodgers, the Dodger of all jams. It's JD. In 11th, ladies and gents, is the other Toyota, the Jack Daniels Toyota. And that, ladies and gents, is what it's fueled on. They don't put gasoline in this bad boy. It's just run on old bourbon. Yeah. And that's the half in 11th place. And then we have in 12th, the Ginger Collective in his Renault. And he's doing it in style. He might be in last, ladies and gentlemen, but he is front. And in the front, it does not matter where we finish in F1. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, that is your grid. Keep yourselves very calm and stay very quiet whilst we commence the beginning of this race. In the chat, we've had an explosion, ladies and gents. I better quickly get these ticked off before we get underway. Digital Blasphemy saying, stuck at work, I will watch later. I can't wait, Digi. I'm looking forward. I'm going to reference you all the time in a different time variant. I'm going to try and hark to you, knowing that you're going to watch it later. We'll see. I'll see if I can make that work. I won't forget it. Pat saying, taking my horse for a play with the tall bulls. There you go. Yes, get in there. You're racing 2 tractors, remember, Pat. Vodka Rob saying Lambo is 4-wheel drive. Yes, thank you, Vodka Rob. I know something. A little something. Renault holding up the rear as always. Lol, says Damon. And Skyjack saying, hey, dude, hope all is good. All is rosé. Like the wine. Right then, ladies and gents, without further delay, let us see how these boys get on with the Group 4s around Spa for 15 minutes. And again, the Porsches absolutely lightning quick. They are, check them. They've got water in the tyres. They've got something. Flappy wings. But they are absolutely key at starting. Oh, Desperate Dan at the moment is clinging on to the realms of edges of the grip that is available to him. Sliding around Le Saux. And Shadow and Paul was all up in his rear derriere, ladies and gentlemen. The Lambos did maintain ahead of the Ferrari of Pat. But Pat is all up and he's trying to get their address at the moment. Ginger Collective having an absolute blasting start from the rear up and into 10th place, giving Jokus a lot to think about. The halves in 11th, and JD in the MC Laren gave everyone a 5 seconds head start, it looks. Sky then leads the way with the Bazza setting chase, and Big Dan in third. We've got Paul Power finally getting past the Audi and up and freeing up the Ferrari so he can set chase also. Shadow Rider is in fifth, but Shadow Rider has a big job in the fact that Digital Blasphemy, hi Ditch, how's it going? Was work all right, mate? Just chill now, man, you're home, you can just chill. Right, Digital Blasphemy right there in 6th place, all up and about the rider of Shadows. Koi Carp though, Koi Carp looking feisty. He's looking for that position. He had it on the grid, and no, Digi still maintains ahead of the Digital Blasphemy. And Pat there ahead of Joker's Harvey coming through against the Renault of the Ginger Collective, and the halves then reclaims 10th ahead of Ginger Collective. JD keeping a close eye of what happens in the rear derriere here. Skyjacker then making a bolt for it, and Bazza is the doorman, and Big Dan hasn't got no ID, so he's not coming in. But Paul Power is very much into the idea of removing the Toyota out of his way and setting chase for the Porsche Power here. And at the moment, Paul Power, though, is all up and jammed in behind the Big Dan. And we've all been in that situation, waiting our turn. And Paul having a look around the outside, but it's not doing. It is for the Shadow, though. Shadow Rider takes the opportunity to be No, Paul says. I think Paul actually got a little love tap from Digi mid-corner, and it pushed him ahead of the Shadow. But Paul now is under harassment. He has a case to take to HR against Digital Blasphemy, because Digital Blasphemy is getting very close and personal. And Koikar going around the outside, and it is definitely harassment by the Bulls here. The Lambos, the tractors, are giving the Ferrari. This is just a look at this abuse, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, not even Johnny Depp has taken the abuse that Paul Power has this season. And that's Koikart freed up then to go set about the TT with Digi all trussed up and now ready to go. Be ahead of Paul Power and Paul Power. Joker's in the shag, keeping Pat. Oh, Joker's has got himself ahead of the Pat, hasn't he? So Joker's on the move, ladies and gentlemen, shaking it up. Pat in ninth. Jamie Dodger now is ahead, and Ginger Collective in the half is taking a break right at the back. Sky still leads again against the Bazza, and Big Dan is now closing in. Big Dan, who was being harassed and harangued by, he was a bit wide there, but he was being harassed and harangued by the power of Paul, has now freed himself up without that constant nagging in his rear derriere, and now he's freed himself up to go racing, ladies and gentlemen, and he has got a fever, and that fever is to race Porsches. Come on, Dan. Shadow Rider in fourth, claiming what rightfully is his in the TT, with Digi now ahead of Paul and the Koi. Koi getting trussed up in the Paul Power battle. It's an Italian stallion bull off, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here for it as Koi crawls all over the horse of Ferrari. Pat's back ahead of Jokers, and he is all in our rear derriere, ladies and gentlemen. He's just there as we see Koikart going up against the might of the Lambo. No, sorry, Koikart's going up with the might of the Lambo up against the might of the horse. Will they mess up Paul's race like Clerks? Right then, in the chat, Skyjack saying Big D and I was separated by 0.004 after qualifying. That is heavy stuff, gun. And Pat said, which was the whole 18 centimetres of on-track distance. That was great. And did he get past? I saw he was right up in his rear derriere. Let's get out. Let's get out. So there you go, Koikart then. He looked like he was going to get a move done on the Paul. Now he's going to chase him up to Eau Rouge. And, Damon saying, let's hope for rain. Well, the randomator in Gran Turismo, I wouldn't count on it. But you never know, it looks a little dull, it looks a little dreary. Looks like it is a perfect opportunity for a little rain. Sky then, leading strongly. Intently, and Bazza is being caught. Bazza's starting to feel the pressure from the shaft. The large, veiny, throbbing shaft of the Dan is coming in, and man alive, it's scary. I don't think I needed veiny in that, did I? Just large throbbing shaft would have done. I don't think veiny, I don't know. I think I've heard it smooth, like a bedpost. Shadow Rider is in fourth, and he is being chased by Digi. Just chill, Dig. You've done a hard day at work, my friends. You finally got to the end. You've been saving this stream for yourself. You've been looking forward to this, hopefully. Not to get ahead of myself, but you can chill now, man. I don't know if it's your thing, but sometimes a bit of a boombati helps the situation. Digital Blasphemy then chasing down the rider of Shadows with Paul Power under the threat of the Lambo. Those Lambos, ladies and gentlemen, they are violent today. They have turned up for a ruckus. Everyone else holding their position and very polite gentleman racing out there, except Digi, who is all up and about the Paul Power, and Koikart. Oh, no, it was Digi all up and about the Audi, wasn't it? But they've spaced out a little bit now. And Paul Power under harassment all day. I hope he's making notes for HR so he can go and visit and say, look, personal space. Paul Power then having no personal space when Koi carps around, because Koi is in the mood for overtaking. Oh, he has another look at Latou, but he has to back out. Does he get a better drive out the corner? No, he tucks in for the toe, ladies and gentlemen, as the Ferrari and the Lambo head up to Eau Rouge, or Rarion. And again, just looks like the Lambo just hasn't got the horsepower down the straight, which I always thought they had the horsepower down the straight. I know in the recent update they fuddled the four-wheel drives a little bit, but I think we've had a race since the update, and the Lambo seemed absolutely fine. But here, and he's going to have a sniff in the braking zone, but I think Paul Power has that one totally under control. And more frustration for Koikap. Doesn't seem to be able to. The slipstream's doing nought for him. It's getting him close, but he's having another look. But again, it's just distracting moves. He's not close enough to actually make an attack. Coming out the corner, he's just trying to distract Paul Power now, and trying to force Paul Power into a mistake, because Koikap just cannot get that car up and inside of him. Now here we go. Oh no, there we go. Right, gone back 20 seconds here with Digital Blasphemy closing in on the Shadow. We can also see there with Big Dan closing in on Bazza, but Shadow Rider at the moment is very much under Digital Blasphemy's watchful eye. Digital Blasphemy now the fastest man as he lurches into the braking zone, and he sends it, but oh, that's a tough one. There was no contact there. There was no contact, but there was also not much room. And Shadow Rider taking to the outside of the track for a survival tactic. Beautiful stuff. Oh no, I think Digital did it. You know, I'm not saying it's a. I don't even think the marshals would look at it. I don't even think it's a steward's relevant thing. It's just racing, but it's just, you know, Digi would have looked a little better if there was at least enough for two wheels on the grey stuff. Bazza then is under the cosh because Big Dan is coming in, and he is coming in with a raging belly full of fire, wanting that second place away from him. Pat saying maybe bull power isn't the same as horsepower or Paul Power. Bull power. I've worked with some people that have got quite a lot of bull power. So, not recently, in the past. Digital Blasphemy now ahead of the rider, and Paul Power still keeping that fight real with Koikap. Joker's back ahead of the Pat. These two seesawing, but it looks like Pat is lining him up now for a move. We sat on board with the Ferrari. We are on Pat's, isn't it? It looks like a red bonnet. I'm gonna have to. Why does he look like he's got a red bonnet? He's got a blue car. Never noticed red on his bonnet, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep a closer eye on that. I've always thought it was just blue and black. Never noticed he had a red bonnet. So through a Rouge alongside Pat, as we chase down the Jaguar of Jokers. We're fighting over 8th place here. Bazza still in second against the Big Dan. Koikap still trying to crack on to the Paul Power. We see the slipstream working lovely for Pat as he pulls alongside. Oh God, camera work could be used a little better. There is no red. That's so weird, isn't it? It's like there's a little sort of strange glitch with the livery between in-car and out-car. That's so weird, Pat. Cool, though. It's to remember that it's a Ferrari. It's to remind the pilot he's still driving a Ferrari. So Pat then getting that move done. Beautiful stuff on Jokers. Great move. I got distracted by the colour of his bonnet. I'm sorry. JD in 10th ahead of Ginger Collective, who is ahead of the Halves, who had some earlier dilemmas and is slowly trying to crack back into the pack. Skyjacker leads the way with the Baz in second, and Biggeth Dan is in third. Pat saying there is no red on the bonnet. That remained a mystery all season. It's not broken, it's a feature. Yeah, it's to remind you you're driving a Ferrari. And Ginger saying maybe the red was the base colour before it was painted. That's what I'm guessing. I think you can see the underside. See, you got to go into your that depth thing, innit? It's the depth. There's a depth thing in the livery when you paint a car, and you have to, right, because sometimes you see them horrible little seams down the side of a bonnet or the side of the door of the original colour. So you have to go into the depth thing and really rank up the depth. Yes, when you're in livery maker. Skyjack, but Pat knows that because he's a master livery maker. So I am teaching Pat on how to suck an egg. And when he masters sucking an egg, I've got something else he can suck. Ginger then saying, shoddy body shop. That's the one. He's not gone to the paint shop. He's used a sticker. So Sky leads from the Baz with Big Dan in third. Digital Blasphemy is now in the fight, ladies and gentlemen. Digi, and he's brought Shadow along for the giggles of it all. We are at 13 minutes though. My God, that's gone fast. Paul Power is in sixth and he's shaken off the Koi. Koi has absolutely been hammering it all race, and it looks like that Lambo isn't quite up to the task today, and Paul Power now has found a little extra as the car gets lighter, the Ferrari becoming more handleable for him, and he's able to absolutely send it. Koi Carp in seventh. Pat's now under the cosh because Joker's, oh sorry, wrong one. Joker's turn to start attacking the Ferrari. 8th and 9th in this race has been an ouch. Now, I'm not even laying blame. It looked like, in all fairness, I would have pulled the same thing as Joker's there because I thought Pat was gone. When I saw Pat sliding, I thought, that's it, he's gone. He's off the, I don't know how Pat stayed on the track then. As soon as that Ferrari started sliding somewhat, who's off? God, what did the bullet do, ladies and gentlemen? So, the Baz sending it. He feels he can catch the sky. That's what it is. This is what happens when you try and touch the sky, ladies and gentlemen. He reached for the sky, and now he's looking at the shadow. Even further. Oof. Ouch. That's a lot of tyre smoke right on the final lap as well. Bazza is beside himself, ladies and gentlemen. Down into 7th place for the Baz. But hey, fortune favours the brave. If you don't try 100%, you'll fail or something. You don't get 100% of what you don't try. So at least the Baz gave it a go. Respect. Joker's, though, is really on it with the Pat and Joker's fighting over 8th and 9th. It is a delicious thing. Pat's off the road. Not Pat, sorry. Joker's is off the road. He swings in on the Pat, but the Pat is not deterred at all. Jammy Dodger feels he can pick up 2 positions here if these two keep going crazy. Right, yes, I know he's crossed the line. Hang on. Oh. It's a long track. Long tracks move my head in. You can't watch things at other ends because people cross the line and stuff. So Skyjacker then comes in, and God knows how many wins he's had this season. They're too many to count out of the 2012 races that we've had. And we've not even had that. That's the 11th race. Oh, it's just started raining at the end there. Big Dan there in second. Digi in third. Shadow Rider in fourth. Paul Power comes home in fifth, ahead of Koi Carp in sixth. And the Baz, poor Bazinator, ladies and gentlemen, the Belgian Bullet felt there was a barrier needed inspecting, and so he did. And the Pat does bring it home in the end against Jokers. Great racing from them guys, and the JD closed right in there. Ginger Collective brings that Renault home in 11th place. Solid drive with the halves. Oh, the halves had early dilemmas, and then felt a very lonely race after that. So another fantastic race in the Group 4s, and it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to send them on their way and say goodbye to the Group 4 cars in the GTMC VRC Championship, because it's over for them. It's over, Johnny. It's over. So I know they drew first blood, but it's over. Skyjacker then out there showing us how to win a race. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, that's a hot brew and a half. I think I'm going to have to disrobe as well between races, ladies and gents. It's getting hot in here, as Kelly once said. Big Dan. Who does he think he is, eh? Who does he think he is coming around here in that underpowered, grossly underhandling car and throw it second? Beautiful stuff. And Ginger, Vodka Rob saying, I am well and truly stuffed. I am so... That's what she said. And Pat said, sliding cars is a party trick. Haven't quite mastered it like Big D, though. Yeah, I thought you were out, bro. I thought you were gone. I would have taken the same route as JD Jokus took. I would have thought, bye, Pat. I'm just going to drive into that space you're just about to slide out of. And then you found a little grip right in the middle there and grabbed on. And then he ended up T-boning you, which is unfortunate, but I really don't think that was his intention. I think he thought you'd gone. Oh, yeah, Pat saying the bonnet colour on the Group 3 works fine. You might not be interested, but thought I'd tell you anyway. Ah, you haven't left it for a surprise. I was going to check it out. Anyway, Big Dan in second. Spoiler, Pat. Big Dan is in second. Digital Blasphemy in third. Still trying to keep that championship alive, but he's finishing on the wrong side of Sky. Shadow Rider, best of the rest, in fourth with the Paul Power in fifth. Koi Carp giving it his all against the Ferrari, but still comes home behind Paul Power in sixth. We got the Baz in seventh, not where he should have finished, but we have to get over these things. We have to move on, and you know, there's bigger problems, they say, but for me, right this very moment, it's really burning me up inside, and I'm trying to get over it, but I'm really struggling to, because he was second place all along. We were going to have a Porsche 1-2, and the bloody track and its bloody corners have caused mayhem in here, and I just want to crush a grape or something. Take this anger away from me. Pat in eighth, a great drive against Jokas there. They had an absolute almighty battle, and Jokas, great drive in the shag up against the Ferrari. Beautiful stuff from the pair of you. JD comes home in 10th. The camera hasn't moved once. How lazy. Lazy programming. It's all right, I'll do the work. Kaz, you sit back, mate. I'll do the effort. So Jammy Dodger there in 10th with Ginger Collective bringing the Renault. Didn't that have I nearly swore. Didn't it have a flipping good start, ladies and gents? Didn't the Renault absolutely go like a rocket off the line? It was beautiful to behold. It really was. And the halves, we didn't see it, but he had an absolute nightmare lap one. And after that, all his times were good. He was just no one to see him. No one bore witness to our boy Harvey that time around. Breathe, everyone. Right then, that's race one. Oh, it's the end of the road. And I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Ooh. I was meant to be getting, well, I've got to load it. Give me a chance. But yeah, while I'm loading, we're gonna strip. All right. Okay. Done it. Boom. Mission Impossible. Kiss my rumpa. Tom Cruise got nothing on me, son. Right. Don't look at the spoilers. We've got a race to run. Rolling start, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look. See if we can guess what the randomator number was from Wix. That's the wrong button. Totally. It's because I'm too busy chatting SHIT to even take notice of what I am actually doing. So the Jammy Dodger, it's a full reversal, is it? It's a full... Well, no, because where's the halves? No, because the halves isn't there. It's almost a full reversal, ladies and gentlemen. From position 10th, we've had a full reversal. The number must have been 10, so the grid gets reversed from that number from the finishing order. Does this make sense? I feel like I'm really talking extra rubbish today. Skyjack is saying real shame for Baz. was on really solid pace. He was on it, man. I think he was chasing you down. I reckon he could have had you. Hey, man, I nearly had you. You never even had your car. Pat saying, of course I could be lying. You'll have to check it out. There you go. Pat trying to take that spoiler away from us, you know. The old, is it? Is it? Was I telling the truth? Hey? Was that pill just in your drink? You'll have to drink it and find out, won't you? Baz saying, must have had the rumble strips on setting 5. Oh, Ginger says, Baz must have had the rumble strip. Yeah, I bet he had his force feedback up to max. And Skyjacker with an R. I don't know why he'd put R in the chat. Interesting. Here we go then. Jammy Dodger leads them around. You don't need me to tell you the grid. Come on, you know now. Oh, yeah, I will, because there's tyres and everything, isn't there? Sorry. Jamie Dodger then on the pole with racing mediums on. Jokers is starting on the racing soft. We've got Pat on the mediums. We've got the Baz starting on the mediums. In 5th, we've got Koi on the mediums. Then we've got Paul Power starting on the mediums. We've got Shadow Rider starting on a set of racing softs. We've got Digital Blasphemy on the racing mediums. We've got Big Dan on a set of mediums. We've got Skyjacker on mediums. We've got Ginger Collective on mediums and the halves on mediums. I believe the tyre rule is all 3 compounds are available. You must use at least 2 of them. Different ones, not 2 sets of softs. Like 2 differing compounds. If I have to explain it to you on round 6, then where the hell have you been round 2, 1, 3 and 4, 5? For heaven's sakes. Vodka Rob saying, I wish someone would put something in my drink. Hey! Right then. I've heard that Crosby wants to come round your house. Cosby. Yeah, sorry. Dr. Dr. Huxable. We're not moving on until I remember it, okay? My wife always helps me. She's not here to help me. Dr. Huxable. Huxable. Dr. Huxable. We're moving on. I can't get it. And you don't know what I'm talking about anyway. The Cosby Show, but his name was Dr. Huxable. He wasn't even called... Again, nearly swore. Nearly. Hey up, someone's helped me out. Huxtable, is it? Yeah, I think that's the one, Dr. Huxtable. Yeah, but wasn't it weird? It was called The Cosby Show, but his name was Dr. Huxtable. It's like, it was all there for us all. He was hiding his identity in plain sight. It's like we should have known. Jamie Dodger, kids today don't even know who I'm talking about. Sorry, guys. Jamie Dodger then leads them away, and it is race on for 40 minutes. Jokus in 2nd. We got Pat in 3rd. Bazza in 4th. Koi Cup in 5th. Paul Power in 6th. Shadow Rider in 7th. Digi in 8th. Big Dan in 9th. Skyjacker in 10th. Ginger Collective in 11th. And the halves in 12th. And we all survive Le Saut. So Jamie Dodger then in the MC Larum. We're in the Group 3 cars now. The fuel and the tyres have been hiked up, ladies and gents. And now we have a strategical race on our hands. Pat already getting on with the business of getting on. He doesn't want to hang around. He is on the medium tyres against Jokesters Softs. Jokesters Softs obviously not up to room temperature yet. Still a little chilly, but now they are, because they're cooking, ladies and gentlemen. Jokers goes into the lead, as does Pat, and the JD makes way for the tidal wave, and Bazza is the part of that tidal wave behind him right now. JD on the medium tyres. He knows this is a long race. You can't win it all on the first lap, as Jokers nearly threw it all away at the scenery. Pat chases him down on those medium tyres, doing an absolutely amazing job. Bazza is looking for revenge. He's looking to avenge himself from the first round, and Pat going for a detour. Fancies the wider line around there, and it hasn't helped him in any way, shape or form, because the Baz is coming through. Watch out, boys. Here comes Baz. Pat then down to third, and the Koi is also getting some work done. He's drilling the rear derriere of the Pat, and the Pat is now spent down in fourth. Paul Power next on the line. Look at those big grey horrible clouds, ladies and gentlemen. That just means entertainment for us, as Koi Carp then, I am assuming that it's a random, they don't know rain's coming, because if it does come, because they would have all just started on the softs until the rain came, wouldn't they? So it's not a given that there is rain, but at the moment Jokers is doing what should be done and pulling away from the pack. The Baz dealing with Koi Carp in the bull at the moment, with Paul Power wanting to pick up where he left off with Koi Carp. And we've got a little dicing here between Digital Blasphemy and the Ferrari of the Pat, and the Lambo coming out on top and into Lesaur. He's gone wide though, he's gone wide, and it's all Pat, ladies and gentlemen. The Pat, he came, he saw, he conquered, and he's getting on with getting on. Shadow Rider in 6th place, the Dodger is in 7th. Big Dan now makes a move on Digital Blasphemy, and Digital Blasphemy was pained from that move, and I don't think either of those pilots made a rouge then. That's how much they were going for it, and Digi now trying to line up the Toyota for a little move. A little OT, ladies and gentlemen. And that is Digi up and through, and Big Dan, nothing he can do about that. Digi, they're both on the same tyres. Skyjacker in 10th. Knows it's a long race, doesn't need to go slinging anything anywhere just yet. We'll save that for later. The halves in his Toyota is going around in 11th with the Renault is it RS? It's a beast. I know it's a beast. It's a hard car to drive. Is in 12th there. Joker still leads. Shall we catch up with some of that chat? I kept hearing it ding-a-ling-ling in my earbuds, but yeah. So oh no. The Scorporation, aka Scorpio, says, "Hi, I'm new here from New York City. Hi all to chat, like dropped, it's Dr. Huxtable." That's it. And I love that show. There's nothing wrong with that show. I just thought it's weird. It's called The Crosby Show, and or The Cosby Show, but his name isn't Cosby in it. That's all. I was saying that was weird. Vodka Rob saying, "Hey there." And he said I was close then, eh? Pat saying the traditional first lap or so, descending through the order, nothing unusual happening here. And Vodka Rob saying, "Are you a Giants fan?" Being from New York then. Jokers leads with the Baz in 2nd, and the Lambo is really into his exhaust pipe. He's doing an emissions test, ladies and gentlemen. Koi Carp in the middle of conducting an emissions test on the Bazinator. Oh no! The Koi just disappeared. Oh, it reset him. It felt like he was taking one Mickey out of the edges of the road and reset him. Man alive, he must be steaming in that Lambo right now. So the Baz then and the Paul going to town, whilst our boy Jokus disappears into the scenery, and I am here for it. Come on, Shag, you're doing it for Racer Brown. Jokus. Koi Carp then in 4th with the Pat closing in. We're getting another Lambo Ferrari battle here, as we've seen many before. Well, Pat's going to be in a Lambo sandwich in a minute if Digi gets a move on. Big Dan in 7th now. Is Big Dan fuel saving? It's hard to tell, but he does have more fuel. You know, Big Dan does like to try one stop now and again, and is Big Dan, it's a tough track because of the long straight, but Big Dan could be trying, as we have seen in the past, and he's been getting 4th places with him. He can't just quite get into the podium position, although we've got to take Digital Blasphemy and Koi Carp out of the equation, because the Lambo not seeming to be setting any records on fire around here. Shadow Rider in 8th with Skyjacker slowly getting on with the business, and he's up to 9th now ahead of JD. The halves in 11th, and Ginger Collective fighting with the Renault. He's in aggressive negotiations at the moment. It's domestic terrorism going on in that car. A dirty protest, some might say. Jokus then is leading the way. Paul's got ahead of someone, hasn't he? Bazza. Oh no. Paul Power then is on the move in his Ferrari. He's the fastest man on the track, and he has burned himself past the Baz. It is very foggy out there. Is it wet? Is it wet fog? That's what I need to know. Scorpio saying, no, Jets fan here, I sobbed. Oh, bless you, thanks, man. Oh, I don't, yeah, thanks. Wow, did he pull a David Blaine? He did look like that, didn't he? Just vanished, in front of our very eyes. Vodkarov saying, oh, right, I see. I'm from Stoke-on-Trent, England, and I have followed the Giants since '86. They have been rubbish for years now, though. Scorpio saying, lots of energy from the commentator. Really nice energy. Oh, bless you, thanks, man. Ginger saying, it was a dirty protest. I did poop myself in some of the corners. There you go. Right then. I don't even realise what I'm saying sometimes. I didn't know that slipped out. I didn't know if I thought it or said it. Jokers then leads the way. Paul Power is in second. Bazza in third. I shouldn't be allowed to do this. I can't believe that. I thought that. I thought it. Koikarp in fourth. Digital Blasphemy under Pat. He's got himself past Pat. What am I saying? He's under pressure from Pat, but he was behind him, so he's got past Pat in this last lap. He's done 3 seconds faster than Pat. He's absolutely slinging his Digi. He's getting purples. He ain't playing. He ain't hanging around. Digital Blasphemy on another roam. Oh, I thought the back end had come round then. And Pat staying on his rid derriere. Pat not leaving him be. Look at that lovely yellow bonnet, Pat. Hey, no red on that. There's no red on your ledger there, boy. So Pat then chasing down the Lambo of Digital Blasphemy. Digital Blasphemy absolutely slinging it through this part of the track and leaving Pat for dead. Pat's got to be nervous though, because he's got Big Dan, the Shaft, chasing him down. No, Pat, there's no grip up there. Oh, just killed the hot brew, ladies and gentlemen. She is done, and she was good. So Pat having a little detour there and giving Digital Blasphemy a little bit of space so they can get past these things, move on. Koikarp in fourth with the Baz. The Baz up and in to Paul Power's situation. The Belgian Bullet honing in on his prey, but like I said, it's a 40-minute race. We're only 9 minutes in. We have still got a hell of a lot of racing still to do. Scorpion saying, true, Rob Don. Hi, Ginger, says Scorpio. Well held, says Vodka Rob. And Ginger saying hello to Scorpio. Scorpio saying, I race as well, but I need to make a UK account. I've seen American accounts racing. There's loads. And yeah, Scorpio saying commentators curse. Pat saying a bit of track doesn't get used enough. I thought I would try it. The line I will use anyway. And Vodka Rob saying thingy does comms for a few leagues. I'm here, there, and I'm every single blooming where. Because I'm hooked on it, ladies and gents. I can't get enough of sim racing. It's exhilarating, it's exciting, and it's real. It's real. It's people sat in their homes after they've had a hard slog at work and someone's upset them at least 4 times that day, and then they've tried to get around the dog, the cat, the wife, the kids. They've got in their seat, they've turned their PlayStation on, and they've got into their sanctuary. They're in their inner sanctum right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is pure gaming pleasure. These are people that are on their level. And I am hooked to it because these guys are deep in their situation and I get to watch like a voyeur. So Koikarp closing in then to the Baz, and the Baz trying to catch up with Paul Power. Digital Blasphemy, fastest man on track in the Lambo, and there ain't nothing holding this boy back. He is coming in, and he is coming in hard and strong. Big Dan and Pat playing around, and Big Dan then getting by the Pat there, I believe, and Shadow Rider coming in for a little bit of fun as well. We're aiming for how many Lando helmets have we got? Right, shall we do a Lando helmet count? Shadow Rider's got a Lando helmet. Pat, I believe, I noticed, Lando helmet. What about Big Dan? No, that is all kinds of foreign languages. It's written in hierogaph. No, Digi, he's got his orange and black. Koi, he looks like a Nigel Mansell helmet, I'm not sure. Bazza, well, why would Bazza have a Nando helmet? And Paul going for a plain black look, I like it. Ginger. No, all right then, I'll take it back. We've got 2 Lando helmets. Tell me you're from the UK without telling me you're from the UK. All right, I'm sorry, I'm missing the race. I'm getting too carried away. Right, pit stops are starting to happen. Koi Kart's brought his in. Koi's brought his in, under a quarter of a tank of fuel, my word. Nowhere near halfway. That's a 2-stop situation. And Jokers from the lead has come in also and has rinsed it. Paul Power then takes over the lead of the race with the Baz in second, and Digital Blasphemy moves himself up to third with Pat now in fourth, back ahead of Big Dan. Pat is on the move. Pat is showing what he has, ladies and gentlemen, and what he has is rather respectable. Big Dan then down in fifth. Skyjacker slowly but surely chipping away at the pack and has made his way up and into sixth place ahead of Shadow Rider, who is having all kinds of tyre wear issues right now, and he has the JD in the MC Laren all up and around his rear. Dairy Air. So Vodkarov say, no, Scorpio saying, I'm registered with PHG Racing. Scorpio also saying, fax thingy. Vodkarov saying, I kicked the missus out years ago, so my living room is gaming paradise now. I salute you, sir. Rig right slap bang in the middle. Yes, it's making me feel rather chilly. Pat saying Lando inspired colours, but not technically a Lando helmet, and I have number 4. Yes, you do, fair enough. You better tell the other one to stop wearing it. Add Scorpio, I'm here to make friends as well as watching. I do. If you've subbed to me, man, it comes up as sub people. I always sub people back. You know, it's a two-way street, my friend. Pat saying the 2 Ferraris are number 4 and 81. We both missed the chance to do a McLaren team livery job. You should have done. That would have been awesome. Scorpio saying lol at thingy, and Vodkarov saying nice one, mate. I race Ultimate Racing League, and there's some guys from the US in there too. Yeah, they're splattered all over the place. Oh, right, gosh, I'm burning up in here. I'm opening the doors. The neighbours are going to hear me shouting now. Paul Power is going into the pits. The Baz also going into the pits. These are all fuel forced, ladies and gentlemen. They have burnt through their gasoline, and Digital Blasphemy, the king of the coasters, is smooth operating this one all the way back into the lead, but he's got Sky giving him a little bit of jip. Skyjacker with a humongous amount of fuel, and Big Dan as well. Could it be that Big Dan's golden one-stop strategy will finally pay off for him, and the half is hoping to do another lap on a vapor amount of fuel? So the non-stoppers, ladies and gentlemen, Digital Blasphemy out there in the lead with Sky and Big Dan nursing their fuel tanks, and the halves just about gonna get round with that. Koi Kart comes through. He was one of the first stoppers. He's gone for the soft tyres. He's going for a quick stint in the middle, a sprint stint, and Paul Power just coming out very much around Koi Kart's area. Ahead, great move, great stuff. Where did Jokers end up? Jokers must have had an issue. Oh, he's gone for medium tyres there, but yeah, he's lost a couple of positions with the people who've pitted there. I say a couple, all of them, because he's at the back now. Oh my word, I must have missed something terrible. Must have happened. Sorry, Jokers, I took my eye off the ball there for a second. Digital Blasphemy leads with Skyjacker now in second place, and the sun is out, the haze has gone, and any sign of any kind of wet stuff is out of the window, out of the question, like a long marriage. It doesn't get wet anymore. Harvey is in fourth. Oh my lord. Vodkarov saying I race with number 4 as well in the URL. Scorpio saying wow, great community. Vodkarov saying URL has 6 tiers and there's a wide range of skill levels. Scorpio saying Digital is going to win. It looks good. And Scorpio asking what's the season length, Rob? Well, that's what she said. Digital Blasphemy then he's got a fuel. He's got a pit at the end of this one. And I think Sky and the Big Dan, who have been nursing their fuel tanks, they are a little bit away, but not a pit stop away. But then they can't go much faster for the rest of the race either, where I think Digi he's not halfway though. He's going to have to make a second stop in this race. So, where I think Sky and Big Dan, they're only going to try and do the one stop here. The pit stops is quite long, you know. Those that have pitted, Harv hasn't, that's a bad one. Koi Carp, maybe he has pitted. Well, maybe it's not. Oh, it was just, looks like Joker's, that 3-minute must have been a strange thing in the pits. So Digital is into the pits now, and so is the Halves. He made it around on that fuel. Fantastic. Koi Carp then moving up to third, possibly. Could we see the Koi? He is on that short, speedy stint. He's the fastest man on track at the moment, and Koi Carp at the moment on his second stint on his he's hit all the required tyres now, but he's not going to be able to take that car all the way to the end, so he is doing a mid-race stint there, as Paul Power as well gets himself ahead of Digital Blasphemy, who's back out on track, also on a set of soft tyres, and looking to do that short stint. The Baz on the mediums, and I think that's all we've seen the Baz use. I'm not sure, but I don't think he's been on the softs yet, so he is set to have a last run on those softs. Jamie Dodger in 7th on mediums now, ahead of Ginger Collective in the Renault. Pat down into 9th there, losing some positions with that later pit stop. Oh no, Ginger Collective hasn't pitted yet. That's impressive. And Jamie Dodger had a little bit of a short stop, half filled. Pat in 9th. Joker's then in 10th. He is ahead of Shadow Rider and the Halves. So Jokers didn't lose out altogether, but from the lead all the way down there, that's a tough pill to swallow, as Cosby would tell you. Sky Jacker leads the way with Big Dan in second. So many times we have seen this combo, and Big Dan and Sky look like they're going to try and be bold. We are coming up to 19 minutes, so technically this is halfway. They'd come out the pits after the 20-minute mark, in my estimation. So Sky's got a pit. He hasn't got the fuel, and nor's Big Dan. So yeah, they have made it technically to halfway in this race, I believe. So is it a one stop? But on the soft tyres all the way till the end, that is going to be a big ask. Koi Carp giving us the blinkers there. He's having a little flash going up the straight. Wow, he's got a real faulty light in that system. It's like the lights are connected to his accelerator. There they go again. I mean, we've seen flashing lights when they go through a corner. Oh, it's gone now. When they go through, maybe when he gets all excited, he pushes down on the button or something. But Koi Carp at the moment flashing us regularly. Paul Power then up and into second with Digital Blasphemy now into third with the leaders pitting, and the Baz now into 4th place. But we think these guys are going to have to pit again, as the soft tyres just doesn't make the trip, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Power in second. Koi Carp and Paul we saw racing in the Group 4 cars quite vehemently, and there's a space between them at the moment, but Paul Power on those medium tyres should catch Koi Carp up when his tyres start to move away from him. Bazza then chasing down Digital Blasphemy, and Digital Blasphemy so far having an immaculate race. I think Scorpio might be right in the chat when he says that Digital Blasphemy, it looks like he's got this one in the bag. Vodkrov saying, oh, and Digi, I'm still rooting for you, says Scorpio. Oh, they're talking about other things, hang on. Yeah, so Scorpio says that's season 11. Rob says the old Supra looks great. It always does, doesn't it, man? They don't make them like they used to. Vodka Rob says, I think we do 10 rounds. Scorpio says, Rob, do you have a channel? Either 5 sprints, 5 endurance. They're just talking about the URL. Thinking, can I put a link up, mate, for my channel and the URL? Of course, man. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not fussy. It's open season around Thingamajigs Racing Channel. I don't care. You can advertise whatever you want. Unless you need age verification, then I might have to check first. Koikart then is leading, with Paul Power hunting him down, and Digital Blasphemy in third spot. And Digital Blasphemy struggling to stay on the track with those soft tyres. No, he just likes it out there. He says there's better airflow. And Paul Power under threat from Digi. Remember, Digi on the soft tyres, he is slinging Lambo right now, trying to close in on that poor Ferrari. It's like watching a defenseless gazelle in a David Attenborough wildlife program. The gazelle doesn't know what's coming. We can see it, look at it in the background. Digital Blasphemy looming large, looming scarily in the distance. Paul Power then leads, well, not leads, Koikart's doing that business all on his own, but Paul Power ahead of Digital Blasphemy with the Bazza in fourth. The Bazza sees all. He's bear witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, and holding on to the hope that Digi and Paul Power catch up with each other and do the usual Italian thing and bullet their races. Oh, look at this queue of cars. Hang on. JD in fifth, Skyjacker in sixth. Sky's gone hard. Sky has got hard on. Sky is definitely you. We can see your hard on from here, sir. He is going all the way. He isn't stopping. Ladies and gentlemen, he's taking that one to the line. You filthy animal. Skyjacker then in for the one stop. Pat in seventh. Then we got Big Dan in eighth, who's just going to get burned by the Jokers. Big Dan also with hards on. So that's Jokers up and about his business and gone. And, Shadow Rider fancies a piece of the action as well. But Big Dan trying to make that Toyota as wide as he possibly can. But lacking in a lot of grip is the Toyota at the moment. Lacking grip you are. So Shadow Rider is all up and about. Hey, there you go again, Big Dan. Slipping and sliding all over the place like he is in an oil wrestling match. Baby oil wrestling match, should I say. Oil wrestling match doesn't look as much fun. It's really, really dirty. Big Dan then in ahead of Shadow Rider. The halves is in 11th with Ginger Collective. He's doing that one stop as well. So let's not all jump on the Renault just yet, okay? Let's not go saying what a rubbish marquee and they make rubbish cars. They're so rubbish they don't want to be known as Renault in F1. They're pretending to be Alpine. Let's not do that yet because he's got a one-stop strategy. It might still work out. Koikart then leading the way, but those tyres have seen a better day. Paul Power, we saw squirming around in that Ferrari. That Ferrari really, really does not like to be man-handled, does it? And Digital Blasphemy closing in, but no longer the fastest man. Well, he wasn't, was he? Because Koikart's been the fastest man on those soft tyres. Vodka Rob saying that's me. Scorpio saying I like to support small streamers who play clean. Oh, thanks. Vodka Rob saying that's the Facebook one. I don't think there any of them are showing up, man. I don't I don't have anything turned on or off. I want to do things right now, but things commentary is keeping me glued to my... Oh, bless you, thanks. I always end up using a few phones as well. And Scorpio saying Digi-Strat might be to maintain third till the next pit stop, but go for the undercut by pitting early. That's it. That's the word from New York. New York says pit early, undercut, and I am here for it. Koikart then leads the way on those soft tyres, but the soft tyres are starting to degrade, and Koikart is 15 minutes left of this race after he's pitted only this lap. There's going to be about 12 minutes. He can do a soft tyre, another soft. I'd get the softs on Koi. Paul Power as well. We're into that sort of zone where I think softs will last. So Digital Blasphemy closing in on Paul Power, 220.7 for Digital Blasphemy that last time around. Paul Power is a 221, so yes, it's half a second difference between the two of them, but Digital Blasphemy is closing in. But like Scorpio said in the chat, he might be maintaining that third. He might not be leaning on the tyres as much, because we've seen Koikart can get early 19s in the Lambo on the soft tyres. But yeah, Scorpio in the chat there, he's pointed out that Digi, he might be just holding that third, keeping those tyres alive for a little later in the race. Koikart, meanwhile, fuel is spent. He has got to pit. He has no other anything else he can do, and I think he's going to go and put another set of softs on, I would think, to finish the race. As we see Paul and Digi, tooth and nail or whatever, they're really close. So Paul Power then up and through, and I said Digital Blasphemy's helmet was black, but he's got a Senna helmet on. Oh no, it was orange, wasn't it? I thought I saw a Senna one through his window, but I may be wrong. Paul Power, I think it was Paul Power who had the plain black one, wasn't it? My word. We're checking out their hard-ons, we're checking out their helmets. We've got everything here. Digital Blasphemy again taking that wider line through Rouge and Bazza. Bazza trying to stay with the pack. Now Bazza, is he? No, he ain't got enough fuel to go all the way. Skyjacker then, we know he's one stop in, and at the moment not too bad. Pat's not going on the attack, and we think Pat may need to make another stop. So Skyjacker maintaining a good pace at the moment in the Porsche. He lost Big Dan, didn't he? Say them two were rather close on track. Big Dan fell back quite a bit from Skyjacker, with Shadow Rider and Pat betwixt the pair of them. Koikart then back out the pits on a set of mediums. He's opted for mediums, full tank, ladies and gentlemen. Full tank mediums. He is absolutely decided he is going to burn this one. He's not looking after tyres, and he's not looking after fuel. He is heave-hoing, ladies and gents, all the way to the line. Oh, they show up on your screen. Okay, yeah, see, I don't see the links, Vodka Rob. They're not showing up on mine. Sorry, dude. Maybe I can. I don't know. I don't. Oh, you're asking... Thingy, can I drop my URL? You can, but I don't think they're showing up. I must have something in my settings that don't let people put links in, maybe. Paul Power is a problem. He's not anymore. He's behind him. I missed it. Hang on. I'll go back. Yeah, I don't know. I must have something in the settings where you can't, like, put links in. There we go. It's quite a way away. So Paul there, his fuel's low. His fuel's low. Oh, and Digi nearly cut the rear derriere of him off. He wasn't expecting him to be there, and Paul sliding around again. He's out of the way, and Digital Blasphemy into the lead. Soft tyres, quarter of a tank of fuel. Things are looking good for Digi, but I do think he needs to pit again. So his main concern, I believe, is going to be Sky and Big Dan. Skyjacker then just slowly getting him on with his business. And his business is getting to the end of this race, whilst others have to pit, like Pat, Shadow Rider, Big Dan's going to the end as well. This is going to be an extraordinary ending here. The Baz with a quarter of a tank of fuel, but I mean, we're coming into the last 10 minutes nearly of racing here, and maybe it's 45 minutes. I always thought it's 40 minutes, but I might be wrong, because these guys are going like they've still got another half hour to go. Digital Blasphemy, everything is under control. He is in no way concerned or worried. And Scorpio saying, look who's back in first. Scorpio called it first, ladies and gentlemen. Ultimate Racing League is easy enough to find on Facebook, though, anyway. Yeah, you just look for Ultimate Racing League. There we go. Digi is going in. And so is the power of Paul. Bazinator, what is he going to do? Stay out another lap? Oh, no, Baz is coming in as well. Deep breaths, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Sky going to end up after all of this? But he's on the hard tyres, which is a disability in itself. It is a lacking of grip. So if Digi comes back out on a set of softs, so does Paul, and so does the Baz, Skyjacker is going to be in trouble. They're going to be all over his rear derriere like a nasty, nasty rash. Shadow Rider continuing on with Big Dan as well on his one stop. But we saw Pat slipping it into the pits. Also, Koikart gonna jump a few positions here, up and into 4th place, but not ahead of the other Lambo. And there we go, Digital Blasphemy out in 4th on a set of soft tyres. 10 minutes on the clock, and quite a large space between himself, Big Dan and Sky. But Big Dan and Sky, their lap times are around 24s, 25s for Skyjacker on those hard tyres, and trying to make the fuel last as Shadow Rider decides to take the lead of the race before he has to make his pit stop in the Audi. So Skyjacker in 2nd, Big Dan in 3rd, Digital Blasphemy is in 4th place with Koi Cup in 5th. Paul Power is 6th at the moment, which is, he was right there with Digital Blasphemy. So Digital Blasphemy, they put a lot less in. No difference in fuel, just Digital Blasphemy absolutely caning it out there. Koi Cup in 5th. The Lambos doing very well. The tractor makers are holding their own with the big boys. Paul Power in the Ferrari in 6th. We've got the Baz in 7th. We've got Pat in 8th on a set of soft tyres. What can he do? He has quite a large gap from the Baz ahead of him. So Pat is hoping that there is some mistakes being made by the leaders in the last 10 minutes. Jammy Dodger in 9th in the MC Laren. He's on an old set of mediums, so I don't think he's going to rock up to the rear derriere of the Pat, and he is really going to be keeping his eye on Jokers, who's on hard tyres behind him, and that is a tough call. Harvey on a set of softs, and you would suspect that the new model Toyota would rock up to the rear derriere of Jokers, whilst Joker's struggling on those hard tyres. And Ginger Collective, but the one stop didn't work, so Renault are rubbish. Skyjacker then is in the lead, but Shadow Rider now has to make a pit stop. And Big Dan then moving up into 2nd, and it's all about how much Digi can close in before the end of the race. My word, doesn't this feel similar to something we've seen recently, where someone stayed out for one stop and their opposition came in for 2, and then they had to close in on them at the end of the race. Hey? And they wonder why I love sim racing and why I call sim racing, because it isn't that much bloody different from the real thing, ladies and gentlemen. And I get to do this for free, and no one says a word, which is great. So Digital Blasphemy then in 3rd, Big Dan in 2nd. That is going to be the first object of Digital Blasphemy's desires, is that 2nd place. He is taking this in small steps. He is not making giant leaps, giant assumptions. He is taking little bites, ladies and gentlemen. And so far, his little bite is Big Dan. And the ladies will tell you that is no little bite. Skyjacker then, after winning the Group 4 sprint race, looks set to be on with a good chance of winning the feature race. Hey Digi, how you doing, man? Scorpio was Scorpio might not be aware, but Digi popped in right at the very beginning of the stream, said he was at work, he couldn't watch this right now, he's going to watch it later, so I've been trying to reference Digi as in past Digi, like Digi in the future from us. But so I'm just asking, he's at home, he's chilling, is he enjoying himself? Oh, he's gone for a move on the Dan there, and I think there was some lag spikage as he went past. It looked like he hit him, but there's no effect there. So Big Dan, the hard tyres, there's nothing he could do about that. Digi was always going to get by, and that is the first small bite for Digi. One giant leap for mankind. And Skyjacker then, he better be nervous, he better beware. There's a Digital Blasphemy around. And then in the chat we've got Ginger saying Renault are rubbish, picked for looks, not speed. Hey, and they do look stylish. I did say that at the very beginning. I said they have a certain je ne sais quoi about them. Unlike, I like the Porsche, but I can't deny it looks like that someone stepped on a Beetle. The Beetle car, sorry. It looks like someone stepped on a Beetle, and that's what you get, is a squash Beetle, is the Porsche. I can't help it. That's what it looks like. So much better though. Digital Blasphemy then, what can he do? A 20.9 last time around. Skyjacker at 24.1. He's nearly 4 seconds faster, 3 seconds faster, but there is a gap, and we have only got 5 more minutes of racing. That is 2 laps or maybe 3. Big Dan hoping that Digital Blasphemy's tyres go away from him before the end of the race, and Skyjacker still leads. Paul Power in 4th, but he's been caught by Koikart. Remember, Koikart having that killer middle stint is coming back at this race, and he wants to catch up with Big Dan as well. Big Dan is a sitting duck at this point. Scorpio saying, I'm here, I was on the Ultimate Racing League Facebook channel. Good for you. Hope you've joined up, man. Pat saying, great Scott, it's a digi from the future. There you go. And Scorpio saying, lol, that thingy. So Koikart is lurching his way a bit towards Paul Power here. And with echoes of the race from earlier in the Group 4s between Paul Power and Koikart. They have found each other on track. So we meet again, they say. I am John Zura. You killed my father. Now I will avenge you. Paul Power, though, is catching up. I was writing Paul Power off for some reason, but Paul Power, fastest man on track in the Ferrari, closes in and gets himself past the Big Dan. In this case, the one stop has not worked for Big Dan. He is getting swamped, and it looks to me like Skyjacker as well is just about to be digitified. He's just crashed. He just crashed it. Oh my words. OMG, ladies and gentlemen, the hard tyre that gives you no grip whatsoever. What a surprise. Gave up mid-corner. I think that was the curb. But nice shade of blue there. He's thinking that would look lovely in the spare room. That blue right there. So Skyjacker picking a new colour scheme for the spare room, and Bazza there behind his teammate Big Dan, back up a position, but he's lost the position as well to Koikart. Koikart all around the Paul fighting the Ferrari through the corners, and Digital Blasphemy turning Scorpio into a future seer. Someone guard Scorpio. He has important information. He has the sight, ladies and gentlemen. He is the shining. Scorpio saying, don't like Porsche, looks like someone stepped on a Beetle. And Scorpio saying, and through goes Digi. There you go. And Pat saying, nice parking by the wall though, well controlled, 8.5 out of 10. Pat says for Skyjacker's parking there. Very controlled, yes. You take him into a story car park. So Digital Blasphemy then, absolutely leaning into the Lambo right now and leaving the field behind. It's a double Lambo because Koikart has got himself past the Paul Power. And poor Paul Power. Poor Paul Power. He was the fastest man on track. He still is the fastest man on track on paper. But Koikart absolutely leaving the lead. It's a soft tyre thing, isn't it? Because Koikart's on those medium tyres, and he is less, unless Paul is worried about his fuel, but I can't see it. We're less than 2 minutes away. He is going to have to do another lap, maybe, and no, that's plenty of fuel. Must have made a mistake. Koikart, though, looks like he's pulling away on the medium tyres. Digital Blasphemy, 2:19.9. There is no one catching that boy now. 2:21.6 from Koikart, but the medium tyres looking like they are the choice tyre at the moment come the end of the race. Paul Power into third. Skyjacker still maintaining in fourth ahead of Big Dan, but here comes Baz, and Bazza, remember, having heartache and break in the first race. It was I could hear it in the background. Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart, I just don't think I'll understand. And that was the Bazza story from race 1. And he's going it on his teammate. Absolutely shotgun that one. Hubba da hub. And now he's going to just cruise by and point to the wall that Skyjacker hit. See that wall you nearly hit? That's where I overtake you. So the Baz up to 4th. Sky and Dan carry on their battle here in 5th and 6th place. Shadow Rider in 7th. The Pat in 8th. Jokus in 9th, but Jokus struggling with fuel. That's all right. He's not going to have to do another lap after this one. He's fine. Harvey in 10th. The JD in 11th. And Ginger Collective looking suave in 12th. Digital Blasphemy, though, making his way around, and the flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. The flag is out. Someone's going to cross the line. Let me find them. It's Jokus then, the early race leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Jokus brings it home for 9th place. Well done, Yes, 9th. I just said final lap. I thought it was going to make him do another lap then. Harvey brings it home in 10th, just enough fuel. And the JD in 11th. Wow, what a hard-fought race, ladies and gentlemen. Spa is always a very tricky situation. JD then in 11th. And the Renault is coming home in 12th, under the radar, as you would expect from the France. Vive la France! And there you go. Ginger Collective home in 12th. Digital Blasphemy, he came, he saw, and he absolutely effed things up for everybody. And Digital Blasphemy really putting his hat in the ring for this championship. We read it. They were about 20-odd points apart. And I don't think Digi has picked up enough points to overstep Skyjacker in the championship. But my word, yeah, I bet he's got Skyjacker a little nervous at the end of this race. I bet he's looking at that table when it's released thinking, oh, how many points did I lose? Koi Cup, a fine second, making it a 2-place Lambo podium. 1 and 2. Great stuff. Hasn't happened in 30 years at Spa. So I'm going to throw facts out like that because they do in F1. Oh, it's their first double podium in 22 years. For the Lambos and a Ferrari, so all triple Italian podium, with the Baz bringing the Porsche home in 4th. Skyjacker only, where is he going? Big Dan all over the shop, playing with the diff, I bet, in 6th. Shadow Rider comes home in 7th. It's been a tough fought battle for all of our pilots out there, ladies and gentlemen, and they deserve your respect for the work they have put in. Shadow Rider in 7th, and the Pat, the final man, to cross the line, but not the last man on track. Pat in 8th. Great drive, Pat. That's not bad, is it? 8th? I'd take 8th any day in this field. And breathe, ladies and gentlemen. We can all calm down, and we can now relax. We know the results. That was round 6, ladies and gentlemen. It was high adrenaline. It was uber fast. It was dramatic. Let's do another 6 rounds, eh? Sod it. Digital Blasphemy takes the win. Well done, man. Well done. I salute you. Great drive. Koi Cup coming home in 2nd. The Lambo. The Lambos didn't really look great in the Group 3s. It was always the Group 4s. The Lambos looked at home, but what a turnaround in the Lambo garage, where they've represented in both races. Well done to the Lambo crew. Paul Power making it an all-Italian top 3, and that means we're having carbonara tomorrow. Excuse me, that was so bad. I'm so sorry. I mute mics usually for that. That one caught me out. Whoo! Bazza in 4th. Skyjacker, the 2 Porsches coming in 4th and 5th. Big Dan and Big Dan's mentioned. Big Dan and Sky trying that one stopper, as well as the Renault at the rear derriere. Shadow Rider in 7th. Pat in 8th. Soak these cars in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last time you're going to be seeing them, and they have been so pretty. Jokus in 9th. The Halves in 10th. JD, I think the Halves tried a one-stop as well. No, he didn't, not with soft tyres. JD coming home in the MC Laren in 11th. And Ginger Collective on the one-stop, coming home in 12th. Wow, right, quick look at the table. You guys, if you want to get on, it's only really the pilots that probably care about this, but we will read out those final results, ladies and gentlemen. We will say whom is where. And we will tell you when I find the bloody thing. Here we go. Right then, overall, this is it. After round 6, they do have other tables. If you wish to see them, get in touch with someone, get invited to their Discord, go and find the Virtual Racers Club on Facebook. I'm sure they're there for all to see. But man alive, it's hard to read out 4 tables to you guys. We've got a group to 4. I'll tell you who's at the top of all the tables. Hey, that's the fairest thing I can do. Right then, at the end of the season, the top 3. God, I'm doing it, and this is why I don't do it. The Group 4 table that they do, Digital Blasphemy won that with 103 points. Skyjacker came second on 90 points, and the Bazza came third on 76 points. Then, the Group 3 table, Skyjacker at the top on 160 points. Digital Blasphemy came second on 177 points. How is Digital Blasphemy second, but with more points than Skyjacker? And even Ensign Ewart's got 172 points. So there's something weird there, because Skyjacker's at the top with 160 points. But, yeah, I'm not sure. This is why I don't do all the tables. Not that they're always wrong. Right then, the Constructors. Lamborghini won the Constructors, ladies and gentlemen, on 486 points, with Porsche coming in second on 464 points, and Ferrari third on 322 points. Toyota in fourth on 317 points. Then after that, it's not really worth it, because I think there was only one entry for most of the cars. So, it's only the top 4. Here we go then. This is the one. This is the overall, all the tables, everything's taken into account. This is the main proper table. Sorry to waste your time. Skyjacker at the top then on 252 points. Digital Blasphemy comes in second on 240 points, 12 points away. Wow. Ensign Ewart, Big Dan in third on 202 points, ahead of Koi Carp in fourth on 181 points. We've got the Baz on 176 points. Paul Power in 6th on 152 points. Shadow Rider 7th on 135 points. Pat is in 8th on 130 points. Racer Brown in 9th on 116 points. Bob is 10th on 105 points. We've got JD in 11th on 97 points. We've got Jokers 12th on 88 points. We've got the Harv in 13th on 82 points. We've got Ginger Collective 14th on 56 points. And Matt Psycho 7 points, but he withdrew early. In the chat then, we will finish off this with the chat and then a happy song. It's a lot there, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And yeah, Scorpio, yes, it was a 40-minute race, 22 laps, 18 laps. Scorpio saying, nice move by Baz. I found your channel, Scorpio, subbed. Thank you, Rob. Pat saying, you missed my spin at the start of the last lap. Thank you. Oh, it's all right. I did it on purpose. I swear, Pat. Scorpio saying, great race, Pat. Scorpio saying, I was watching Digi's pace. Awesome. Pat saying, great. Maybe it's a bit much. Still a good race, though. Scorpio saying, GG's to second and third place racers. Scorpio saying Thingy is a great commentator. Oh, bless you. Love it. Vodka Rob saying, cheers, Thingy. Fantastic job, mate. Scorpio saying, I raced the Lamborghini as well. Wow, there you go. It's a beautiful car. I have had a go in it. Skyjack saying, has been a great season. Shame it has to end, but GTMC will return this fall. Skyjacker, he didn't say this fall, it's just that's what they say. The Avengers will return in the fall. Skyjacker saying, as always, a huge thank you from all at VRC for covering these. We really appreciate it, bud. That's fine. Pat saying, some really pretty tables. They're really nice tables. I like the colour coordination. Scorpio saying, wow, this league looks great. Happy to meet you all. We'll be watching. Scorpio saying, did you? And Skyjack saying next Thursday league is in the pipeline. And Digi, congratulations, says Scorpio. Pat saying, bear with, we'll investigate that quickly. Scorpio saying, VRC, I will be here, God willing. Pat saying, top of the Group 3 table should be 190, not 160. You can't get your 9s and your 6s mixed up, Pat. It's all, a 96 is not as much fun as a 69. And Scorpio saying, can Digi win the chip? 12 points away. I'll be here to see it. No, that's it. That was the last round, Scorpio. He missed out by 12 points. But there will be another championship once they, the chefs at VRC cook up a new Thursday night championship for us. Both Group 3 and Group 4 class won by 13 points, and the total scores both the same for Digi and Sky. Well done, guys. Pat saying scores with the drops included, that is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Virtual Racers Club GTMC Round 6. What a championship. Scorpio, you'll have to go back and watch all the other 5 rounds. They have been banging, all of them. Yes, a small gap, a small break for the Virtual Racers Club while they get their new championship up and running. I'm sure it won't take that long, and it is the summer, so let's all have a nice relax in the garden with a barbecue. Thank you for joining me, and again, thank you, Scorpio, a huge thank you for subbing, because I don't usually ask people to sub or like, it's not my thing. I'm not really a streamer. I just like talking about shouting like a daft bugger at the telly about people pretending to race, but I appreciate it. And Scorpio saying, well done, thingy, thanks. And yeah, so thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to everyone who races and organises the racing. It takes a village, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something that's done overnight and very easily. So huge appreciation, big love from us here at Thingamajig Racing Channel to the Virtual Racers Club and all these other leagues that bother to turn up week in or week out to entertain us. It is fantastic. And like I said, it's the end of the roads, and I can't remember now. I said we're going to end on a song, didn't we? So, although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't go on. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.